The Financial Review splash, big business 30% tax rate cuts growth. The high 30% corporate tax rate for the business community should be aligned with the 25% levied on smaller companies to remove a barrier for businesses to grow, says the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development. In a policy blueprint for the COVID-19 economic recovery, the OECD encouraged the reallocation of labour and resources to growing and more innovative firms, including by boosting labour mobility across state borders. Look, I'm not surprised at this story. I know that governments throughout the world have been looking at their corporate tax rate. We know in the United States it's certainly been reduced under Donald Trump's leadership. There's certainly a push in this country for a similar reduction. Ollie, do you agree that we need to lower the corporate tax rate in this country?
I think we'd all love to see that. I don't think there'd be anybody in Australia right now, Gleeson, whether it's personal income or if it's a company trying to say, I want to pay less tax, they'll be at the front of the queue and jumping up and down and screaming, let's do it. But I think the situation we're in at the moment, economically speaking, Australia head and shoulders above a lot of other nations in the world because of our great management, ultimately, of containing the spread of COVID-19. So when we've plunged ourselves into debt for the next generation and generation after that of Australians at least, I think you'd be a very brave government trying to continue to savagely cut the corporate tax rates. Absolutely, it needs a bit of nip and tuck to try and stimulate even more economic activity. But look at some of the numbers out of this week as well, Gleeson. We've got 25-year highs of job vacancies in the country, and there simply are not enough people in Australia who are willing and capable or able to roll up their sleeves, put up their hands and apply for the jobs. So I don't know. I think a lot of this economic data at the moment is perhaps providing a little bit of a false sense of security. You continue to wonder, don't you? I mean, we're talking about this day after day on Talkback Radio, night after night here on the front page with you on Sky News about the fact that we've got this, consumer confidence survey today looking fantastic. All of the exports which were on their way to China and were banned except for wine, we've seemed to find new markets. Fantastic. And look at property prices across the country. But I don't know about you, Glee, so it still feels a little bit artificial from where we've come from only probably 6 or 9 months ago to think everything's hunky-dory, because who knows what's around the corner.
Yeah, I think the extension of JobKeeper for the tourism industry, certainly aviation employees, is a good thing. But, we have to wean ourselves off this addiction of the welfare mentality that's been initiated under JobKeeper and JobSeeker. I think that was an absolute necessity. And I think the government have really, I'm giving them a 10 out of 10 for their fiscal response, giving them a 9 out of 10 for the health response, and right at the moment, the vaccination rollout, they're getting a 1 out of 10 in